I'm super excited, especially because it's Wednesday. This is the time of the week that I start to really get into the market and really start to identify things that I'm liking. I know yesterday we talked about GBP USD, and I apologize, I have my Invisalign in right now, but we talked about GBP USD, and I can't wait to get in here and show you, how to identify a valid trade versus an invalid trade. So I actually didn't take GBP USD just because it didn't give me my criteria, right? Like I got to meet certain criteria in order for me to get into my trade. I can have my trade set up XYZ, but if it's not giving me my entry confirmation, but it's giving me structure, it's still not enough to get into the trade, right? I need price action aligned with structure. So, again, guys, it is NFP week, so the markets are always a little bit more, consolidating, and they don't always make a decision on what they want to do up until closer to NFP. So, do keep in mind that it is the first week of the month, so I do like to keep that at the, back of your minds that, hey, don't expect anything like too crazy just because it is still early in the week and we need a lot more movement approaching NFP. We haven't had a ton. I don't know what you guys trade. I know personally for me, I got a visitor right here. But personally for me, I like anything that is a little bit slower. I'm not a GJ kind of girl. I'm not anything like that. I'm more of an odd. I love odd pairs, CAD pairs, USD pairs. So I'm pretty straightforward. I do love gold and I actually do love NASDAQ. So I do dabble in indices, but for the most part, it's all about Forex. So let's go ahead and get in here and let's look at the news coming in. Let's see. Wednesday, November 1st, guys. It's already November 1. I started these calls on August 28th. I'll never forget it. And I remember saying to you guys, because it was the first week of basically October, or excuse me, September, and I was like, guys, like time is gonna go by so fast that you're not even gonna realize like you've had so much experience in the markets from this point to this point. But you got to make sure that you continue to journal and refine and make sure that you're not forgetting to do your due diligence as you progress through your journey. I was having a talk with my roommate yesterday, and I just was like, God, I've been in this 5 years, and he's like, you're like right around that corner where it's just like from the launching pad, right? And I'm sharing this with you guys because 5 years in and I still doubt myself sometimes. 5 years in and I still sometimes have, you know, unnecessary fear towards the market. And it's very normal is what I'm trying to say. But my roommate looked at me and he's like, you got to stop and just trust, because the moment you do, you're on a different level. And I took that with me yesterday, and I got on my charts and I'm sitting here going through all my P&L. I'm just going through all of my history, right? And I'm like, my God, like if I get out of my own way, right? And I'm happy with what I make now, but I could make money that's like ball out kind of money, right? Like flex on kind of money. And I haven't done that yet just because there's still this blockage in between me and what I believe I'm deserving of. So while thousands here and there is cool, I know I'm a $20,000 a week trader. I know I'm a $30,000 a week trader. Now I just got to get that all into alignment. But his words to me like sat with me, and really all it takes is for one person to just remind you that like you're ready for this. Like trading, if you've already picked it up, don't stop now. There's no point in picking it up and stopping it, because you're gonna wait another year, still be looking for something to do that's gonna give you the extra income, that's gonna supplement your income, that could potentially be your career and things, and put you in incredible circles. So don't put it down, keep going with it. It's not as hard as people make it sound. It's just the psychological aspect of it. People don't want to look at themselves. And it's crazy because the book I just read, it says, all right, so if we go with the statistic that every 1 out of 10 traders is profitable, that's 9 traders are losing. And why? It's probably because 9 out of those 10 traders that are losing aren't focused on their psychology. And I guarantee you, if you look at all profitability and you look at all successful traders, all of them approach psychology the same way, which is you can't really have any emotion in this market. You got to be extremely detached and numb, and you can't expect more out of it, right, than what it's already giving you. You just got to build your edge, get your structure confirmations, get your price action confirmations, and then you can get into the market, and whatever happens from there is either a lesson or a win. There's no losses in this. Every loss I took was my biggest lesson and made me the trader I am today, as an ever evolving trader. I'm a better trader tomorrow than I am today, right? Because at the end of today, whether or not I took a trade or did not, I'm still gonna journal, right? And I'm still gonna give myself in devotion to the markets and do my due diligence. So, just a side note that don't put this stuff down. All right, so I'm gonna refresh this because it's past 9. All right, so we got 9:30. We got some CAD yellow. We got 10 a.m. red folder news. So, again, guys, this is a really volatile week when it comes to news releases, especially coming up on NFP and FOMC actually. At 2 p.m. we have FOMC, guys. For those who don't know what FOMC is, right? It's a really simple way to break this down. If the economy is inflated, meaning my eggs, which this is a true story used to be $3. They're now $6, right? They're now $6, $7. When inflation happens like that, Federal Jerome Powell is the name. He will come on here during these FOMC meetings and he will decide whether or not to hike interest rates. So interest rates are things like your mortgage payment if it's not fixed, your credit card interest, anything you own outstanding, any kind of loan that has interest on it will hike because the economy, the government hikes interest rates to increase your payment to kind of pay back what they've spent, right? It's a government overspending problem, so it's a cycle. Government overspends, the inflation of our goods hike, they then hike interest rates to try to curb inflation and bring it down, especially because if you guys don't know, which you should know, this year is the highest rate of inflation ever seen in historical numbers, guys, and it's just going to keep going. So it's really important that you understand, well, if the hike rate goes up and there's inflation, well, how does that correlate? Well, hike rate goes up, high inflation, it curbs inflation. If no hike rate and inflation continues to climb, it will continue to climb. So think of hiking interest rates as just a way to curb inflation. All right, so 2 o'clock FOMC, that's a huge decision. So we might not see anything until up until that point, which I'm probably going to be so kind of just sitting back, reluctant to take anything crazy just because I've been in this market a long time. I know kind of what to expect in these first weeks. So I'm going to be extremely patient. And then we got 4:15 CAD news. So you got 10 a.m. red folder, you have 2 p.m. red folder, you have 2:30 USD red folder, and 4:15 CAD. So it's looking like USD CAD. All right. And then tomorrow, more GBP, Swiss franc, and then USD and CAD some more on Friday to be expected. All right, so let's get into the charts because I know that's really what you guys love. But, we just want to make sure we keep our processes in place, and I'm teaching you guys the right methodology to kind of go towards your goals. Because, charting's easy, guys. It's that psychology aspect of it that just gets people, and, you got to be patient. But I'm going to start with the DXY. All right, and that's because DXY is just so freaking bullish right now. As discussed, I think yesterday. You can see we created this new high. This is our last line of defense. I'm going to go up some time frame so you can really see the rejections. Maybe even go up a little bit more. Guys, I like to start on higher time frames and work my way down. So last line of defense, rejection, and now we popped in here, and this is where we were Tuesday. I don't play in between, right? I could see the shift internally, but I don't play in between. This is a little too rangy for me, so we're looking to get back into these highs and even go higher. So right now, automatically the DXY is very bullish to me. So what does that mean? AUD USD goes down, GBP USD, Euro USD, all of those pairs go down. All right, so let me see. This is AUD Swiss franc. I actually took this trade yesterday. Beautiful, almost hit take profits. Can't wait to journal this one. This is one I have my eye out on. So if the DXY is bullish, AUD USD is bearish, right? So we had this new low created on AUD USD, and then we had this beautiful pullback, and then we established resistance in 2 areas. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark them off here. So we've established resistance here, and all that means, guys, is I saw bullish, bearish candlestick variations closing. All right, so I'm really looking. All right. And let me zoom in. I'm going to make this chart bigger, guys. Take this EMA off. Raw price. I had this new low. I don't want to see price trade back above here. I created this established resistance here in this pullback. I'm going to drop down lower time frame so I can give you guys more detail. And this is how I work it. All right. So pulled back, reacted. And then we created this new low here. So you have this low and this previous low here. Price pushes and then pulls all the way back, right? It's pulling all the way back. So 2 things here, all right? And just keep this simple, guys. I either want to see price come all the way back to this high, reject it, right? Because in order for this to really be a new valid internal low, it can't trade back above this high. Reject it, and then we can see some momentum down. If I don't get that, then and we keep climbing like this, then so be it. Then I'll continue to wait. But if I can get anything like as what I just showed you on the screen, then we're gonna be in a good position. So this looks like new lows. This just looks like a hell of a pullback where it's gonna try to knock out some orders. But again, guys, if we trade back above this high, there's no trade. So let's see if this thing can roll over at all. But if it doesn't, no worries, guys. You just continue to monitor, and it's not you're a bad trader, it's just an invalid trade. You really got to learn the difference between those. So boom, there's that. This was called out to my students yesterday. It's just so easy, guys, so textbook. I didn't take this one though, but this was called out. And if you guys know Swiss franc pairs, they don't move a lot. So if you get 30 pips out of a Swiss franc pair in a day, that's a damn good day. All right, so here it was. Put my EMA on for you guys. That was my new high. And we were just right here, new high, beautiful. I told them to wait for this pullback, and then we're gonna look to tap back into TP1. So you can see we pulled all the way back, beautiful bearish bullish variation to establish some support. Break and retouch, new high, pullback 50%, break and retouch. Resistance has turned to support. So I got all my structure confirmations. Now I'm looking for entry. I have my bearish bullish variation. I get my lower time frame. So if I go to 15 minute, you'll see the internal break here, right? We broke that first level of resistance. And then we're just headed up to TP1. So a nice textbook trade will also go in my journal. So another great trade, guys. But I do want to look at, and here's why. I do want to look at GBP USD. So currently, guys, this is what I identified yesterday was this new high on 45 minute. And this is why I'm so adamant about waiting until later in the week, because I get more data later in the week, right? And I don't like trying to predict too much. I like to react. And so you got a new high right here, right? And so my criteria said, in order for me to take this trade, I actually have to see support established above this level. Look at price, guys. It's so simple. Bearish bullish, not enough to enter. I got to continue to see price hold. And you can see we just broke this level. As soon as we broke this level, I was like, I'm not even going to entertain this anymore. This did not hold a level of support for me to kind of curl back up towards these highs. Therefore, no trade taken, no trade at all. So not a wrong trade, just an invalid trade that didn't meet my criteria. Welcome to Forex. It's just how it is all the time, guys. But if I could keep you guys focused on one trade, so GU spilling, GOD spilling, EU spilling, Euro CAD spilling, USD CAD is probably going to pull back into this level a little bit before it goes higher. But we just got a really bullish US dollar right now. For those who trade NAS. I don't really trade much US 30, but I do trade a lot of NAS. This is what I'm looking for on NAS. So you have this new low on NAS. I'm looking for this continued pullback in here. And so I'm looking for an established level of resistance on NAS as well. As soon as I get that and we start to roll over, I'll target these lows. But right now I just need us to roll over a little bit more. So the outlook for today is AUD USD, looking for these sells, all right? And then I'm looking on, what was the other one? Not this one. This one's called out. And then on NAS, I don't care how far this pulls back. It can pull back as long as it needs to. I'm not in a rush, guys, but if it continues to pull back like this, then if I'm looking to sell, I shouldn't see new highs, right? So if I'm in my 1 hour pullback, new high, new high, new high, new high. I'm still creating new highs. I don't like it. I need to see like a new low and a lower high, right? So I'm going to allow price to continue to pull back, do its thing, and then I'll look for sells. But right now, I think this is probably my favorite setup right now to pay attention to. I definitely think we could see some potential downside based on what current structure is telling me. But if we don't hold, guys, just simply, again, invalid trade, no trade setup, turn and walk away. But, I mean, analysis has really just been beautiful. Aside from GU, my call-outs in my private group, my call-outs in here, have been great. So, you know, good stuff, guys. Really, really good stuff. Again, it's another short call, you know. When the market's booming, these calls go way longer. Like when we're like second, third, fourth week of the month, the calls go much longer, a lot more teaching opportunities. But right now, I think the best thing that I can give to you guys is the fact that the market is not in a place for you to do anything on some of these pairs. So, you know, if you're trading the same pairs as me and so forth, then you know, be cognizant that, hey, there is nothing going on. But if your pairs are setting up, even if it's NFP week, FOMC week, still take your trade, right? Still go ahead and entertain it and take your trades. Don't just not take your trades because Lex said the market, from her perspective, isn't meeting her conditions. Guys, my conditions of the market are going to look different than yours and yours and yours and yours. We're all going to view this very differently. That's why there's not one way to trade. You just need to figure out a way to trade. So, making sure you're getting education. I do offer education. I offer one-on-ones. I offer live sessions, market analysis, video library, infographics. So my link should be in the bio below. Also, Surge Trader officially has launched the two-step audition, so make sure you go in there, use Flex Trading at checkout for a 10% off discount. Lowercase f, guys. I know I've had some people struggle with that. Lowercase f. And yeah, guys, with that being said, I think this is where we'll keep our focus. In the meantime, on AUD/USD, again, I'm not a trader that's going to come in here and tell you to look at AUD/USD, Euro, GBP, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to give you one good trade setup that could potentially make us a lot of money. So it's looking like it's AUD/USD, guys. And with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. I got to go take care of my day-to-day business. But with that being said, guys, reach out on Instagram, say hello. I know these views are slowly growing. It's a weird time of day, right? Most traders aren't independent yet, so it's like 9 a.m. they're working. So for those who are getting on, good job. I know the hustle. For those who are watching these playbacks back, I know the hustle as well, right? You're tired, but you go watch recordings anyways because your goals and your dreams matter more than anything else. So, and I know that's the truth for me. My friends always got to remind me, hey, Lex, like it's okay to throttle back a little bit and be with your family, be with your loved ones. So it's kind of something that I'm making sure I'm a lot more wary of because I get heads down in these charts, whatever, my business, and I forget that I have relationships I have to actually foster and nurture. So we all like money. We all like living a good life. So guys, stay motivated, stay hungry, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.